Surprise!
I go, what the Harry, what did you mother? And I start to get, and he says, hey. And it was a night shoot. The whole shoot was at night. And they had, and the restaurant, the little diner that we had, it was a very small little diner, had a big, huge picture window opening onto Hollywood Boulevard, but way down in the boonies. I mean, not in Hollywood Center, but way off of Hollywood. So there's no traffic or anything. But the picture window was so big that at night it was great because you just see these cars whizzing by, these lights flashing by if we were aimed that way. But during the day, in the morning, the light came in and it was a night shoot. And we didn't have anything big enough to cover that huge window. So when I came in and I saw that he had set it up his way, and I just lost it, he just said, hey man, if you keep this up, the morning sun is going to come right through that window and you're not going to finish this shoot. So what do you want to do, Larry? And I looked and I saw, holy cow, the sun is just starting to come across the street. It's starting to creep towards, the dawn light, the dawn sky. That was what I saw. That kind of grayish black. And I thought, oh. And he said, to tear this down, the sun's going to be up by the time we tear it down and set it up. So I just immediately said, okay, let's just do it. I mean, there's no time to even fight or to say, hey, you fooled me, you bastard. No, you just, okay, let's just do it. And it turns out, so we did it. It got an Academy Award nomination. And that particular shot that he set up was really cool. I'm so glad that he told me to get the hell out of there. And I'm so glad that I listened to him. It was a cool shot.
It sounds like you should have won the award for keeping your cool, and also with him taking control. You should have gotten the award.
Well, but see, that's the kind of stuff. I mean, I don't mind that kind of thing because it was two artists. We both had an idea. It was worked out. It turned out okay. But it was the creative process. Once you start, and then it was Harry who wanted to hand it in. I was finished. After we edited, and we both edited it together, and I'll tell you, just a little note of process. Never edit with the cinematographer. Because he wants to save in shots. And I want to get good performances. And that's where we really got at loggerheads. I mean, I was threatening to burn the
film,
the
yeah.
master. I was like, no, we're going to do it this way. I'm coming back. I have the key to the editing room. I'm going to come back and burn. No, don't. It was like that. But still, that's, to me, that's creativity as opposed to auditioning, which isn't.
Mm-hmm.
When they say, well, he's got an attitude problem. Harry could have said the same thing. Hey, man, you got an attitude problem. Yeah, but it was in the service of something well worth an attitude problem. And auditioning isn't most of the time. Most of the time, you go in there and just take a shot. They're auditioning a lot of people, and they're looking at their watches. We're auditioning between 12 and 3. Okay, and they got 15, 20 people out in the waiting room. So, it's just weird. I mean, now you can audition at home and send in a thing. So it's kind of changed, but it's too late for me. I don't care anymore.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like the technology has changed as well, too. And, of course, we got a few...
Yeah.
Right.
And so then the other... By the way, you mentioned, I was also in Barry, which is the most latest thing.
I was just going to get to that part as well, too. And since you mentioned it, can you tell us all about that?
Oh, well, I'm a big fan of Bill Hader, and he was just a magnificent director. He's a funny guy. I mean, I'm a big fan of Bill Hader. So I don't care if I'm watching him or being directed by him. He's cool. That guy's okay. And he also has a great crew. Everybody. The interesting thing was, and that's another thing that I learned about the process of making movies, is the thing that I noticed about Bill Hader's Barry and him directing and the crew and the whole setup, the production company and everything, and being on the floor is everybody there was on the same page.
Nice.
And yeah, it's amazing when that happens. I mean, Clint Eastwood has that when he was doing Escape from Alcatraz, even though he wasn't directing, Don Siegel was directing, but him, the crew, everybody, the production company, they were all on the same. And there's a difference. There is a palpable difference, man. That's amazing. And Bill Hader had that. So when I walked on the set, I was awed. I go, oh wow, these people know what the hell they're doing. Hankin, just shut up, pay attention, and do your job. That was, no fooling around. I get it. Your people know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nobody said anything. And the great thing about him, I mean, Bill directing me, was that he didn't direct me. He was like Woody Allen. He only said something if nothing was going right, or if something wasn't going right. But no, man, he just, I took a flyer on that one because that was a serious role I did. And I had to dig down deep, and I had not done anything that serious before. I mean, that was a straight acting role.
Mm-hmm.
Research and backstory and all that stuff. And yeah, go ahead.
It sounds like you did really good with it as well, too. And I was going to get to your part about Breaking Bad, but feel free to finish up about your role with Barry as well, too, before we get to Breaking Bad. This is very interesting.
Oh, well, I mean, it's very interesting to me when something is, I mean, just to compare it to, say, how I shot and directed Sully's Diner, it got an Academy Award nomination, so it can't be that bad. But still, I would never have thought that the way the shoot went, that it was going so well and it was edited so well and it was just me and Harry. But there was, a lot of tension on the set because I didn't know what I was doing really,
mm-hmm.
And he had to tell me, take a walk around the block. So there's that. And then there's Bill Hader's where everything was so cool and tight and funny and serious. In other words, everybody knew their job and everybody did their job and everybody was quiet. There was no need to talk. Everybody said, okay, Larry, you're up. Boom, go over there. All right. Let's rehearse it. Boom. Okay. Let's shoot it. And he had a lot of coverage too, Bill, because it was his first. I was there before it was on the air. So I was one of the first 3 episodes filmed. So they didn't know how it was going. It hadn't been released yet. And I think I was only the second episode that Bill had directed. So he was kind of nervous, but still, he was well protected and it was really cool. So I was able to experiment and feel protected that I'm now going into areas of my talent or whatever you want to call it that I'd never explored before. A very serious piece of acting. And I pulled it off with his help. That's all I can say. That's the best compliment. He let me do my thing, and let me know that, yeah, it's not what they had thought. The part wasn't written for what I did.
Mm-hmm.
But once he saw what I was doing, he went with it. He goes, "Okay, man, go." That's a great compliment because I'm also a fan of his. So somebody who I looked up to as a performer, thought I made a good choice.
It sounds like everything worked out beautiful as well too, and you've gotten some press as well too for being the junkyard owner, Old Joe, in Breaking Bad, and that's currently a very hot hit. And you can just tell us all about that and how you got involved with Breaking Bad. Sounds like you got a nice breakthrough in that part.
Well, okay, again. It's the audition process, what goes on. That I got because of the audition process. And I got a call from my agent saying, and I was a big fan of Breaking Bad. So to get a call audition was a big honor for me because I thought it was a great show. So I thought, wow, cool, But then my agent said, but you got to go down there now. They need you to audition now. I said, well, I don't even have a side. I don't know what I'm doing. He said, they'll give it to you there. Just go, leave now. It's in the valley, so it'll be, I'm on the other side of the hills. So I have to leave in about an hour, even sooner to get there in time.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a rush thing. Even though I wanted to do it, I thought I wouldn't get it. I'm not good being rushed. The old ADHD thing. I need to study something and get into it.
Right.
So I thought, no, it's not going to work. This is bad. On the other hand, because he said that I had to get there now, that was a tell to me that they've just fired somebody and they need somebody now. So
really?
Yeah. So that's what I thought, and that has happened. That's how I got Escape from Alcatraz. I got the same thing. You got to go down there now. Where's my sides? They'll give it to you when you get there, but you got to go down there now. And when I got there, they said somebody's been fired. You're going to replace somebody if you're hired. So that's why we. So when I got that from Breaking Bad, that's what I assumed. I said, oh man, they really don't want me. They just want a replacement right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're up against the wall. So I went down there with not much hope, and then when I got there, it was only 5 lines that they gave me. So I said,
wow.
oh, wow. So, yeah. So that, 5 lines, I mean, I just memorized it right there. I mean, if it was 2 pages, I would need it overnight. I couldn't. ADHD, for me, won't allow that. So I memorized it, and I went in. And when I went in, I also noticed the other tell about somebody's been fired, they need you right now. Nobody else was auditioning. Mm-hmm. It was an empty hallway. It was an empty waiting room. And then when I went into the room, it was an empty room. It was just a literally empty room.
Oh, my goodness.
There was only one chair. It was a small room, obviously an audition room. There was a chair where a woman was sitting. Next to it was a tripod with a little, off-the-shelf camera you can buy in, Sam's camera,
mm-hmm.
Sammy's camera. And this woman sitting in the chair, she said, well, you want to start? You want to talk about it? What do you want to do? And at this point, I was saying, oh, man, let's do this. I wanted to get out of there.
Uh-huh.
I didn't like the respect.
Mm-hmm.
I want the director here. I want to talk to somebody. Not, she wasn't even a casting director. She was an aide. So I thought, this is dinky. And I only got 4 lines. Who cares?
Uh-huh.
I'd like to get a big part on Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, okay, let's just do it. So she goes, okay, so she read with me, which is even worse. So now,
oh my,
she's not even, well, I guess it really doesn't matter because it's the camera that's taping it. But in other words, she would look down, read her line, then look up to me to hear my line. Then she'd look down. Or, to me, she wasn't paying attention. She was, reading. So it was good. It was very bad. And then I just did the 4 lines, and she said, okay, thank you. And I said, that's it? Because I didn't even think I did a good job. I thought this was like a rehearsal, and, now I'll do a good one. So I said, that's it? And she said, yeah, why? I said, you don't want me to do it again or tell me to... She said, no, that was good. Do you want to do it again? I said, do you want me to do it again? And she said, well, if you want to do it again. I said, no, I don't want to do it again. Do you think that's good enough? And she says, oh, yeah. Just like that. Oh, yeah. I said, okay, I'm out of here. She says, fine, thank you. And then I went home, and the next morning I got the call, yeah, you got the job.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Cool, man. That was so... Again, the auditioning process, you can't put your finger on it. It's
mm-hmm.
different every time. Okay, so when I got there and I did the Breaking Bad thing, everybody liked what I did, and I was very